What's up, everybody? Dan here with Dan and Sarah Makers, and we are coming back at you with another Tool Tuesday. On today's episode, we are going to the black and yellow. What? Yep, that's right, DeWalt. So what we are looking at here is the 60 Volt Max right angle drill. It's the DCD 460, and it is the 60 volt flex volt system, so 20 volt to 60 volt battery system. I've actually had a bit of time to use this particular drill, unlike some of my other tools. But the primary job that I use this for is I did a fairly large tile job, and I use this to mix all the thin set and all of the grout when I was doing that job. So probably, as far as a tile worker goes, I probably didn't do that much, but I was mixing maybe 10 bags of 50-pound bags of grout per day, or always mix that one up, 50-pound bags of thin set per day, so about 500 pounds of thin set with one battery. So this is a 9 amp hour battery, so longevity wise I was really impressed with it. It is a fairly heavy tool. It's a right angle drill. It's one of the compact style with the battery in. I don't know, I'll have to weigh it, and I'll put on the screen how much it weighs like this without any bit in it, because that would vary. It's the compact style, so the motor is all kind of in a block like this housing here. It's not one of the long handled ones. It reminds me of the layout of the old Milwaukee Whole Hog, the big right angle drill that I used to have one, and I got rid of it because it did not have a clutch, and that thing came loose more than once and smacked me pretty good. I got it in the jaw one time, heard a pop, ran my tongue around my teeth to make sure I didn't break any teeth, which I didn't, fortunately. So what is this drill good for? It's good for drilling holes, big holes, and also from my personal experience, mixing stuff. So drywall mud, thin set, grout, mortar, stuff like that in bad quantities would be a really good option. It's got two speeds. It's got a speed control on the side here, and you can flip it back and forth from single speed to high speed, or low to high speed, and we're at 300 RPMs and 1250 RPMs, so almost a 4 times greater speed at the high speed than the low speed, so you get a good amount of torque. It's reversible, so it's got the forward and reversing switch, it's got the trigger, and it's also got a clutch, or active, let's see, bind up control is what they call it. And it's got a little light here that will start kind of illuminating when you start getting to that point where the drill is going to stall or bind up. It also has a pretty decent LED light down here in the handle, so you can see it light up here. It's aimed to pretty much point at whatever your work surface would be as you're drilling, which would be really handy, you know, if you're drilling for pipe or wire or something like that in new construction rough-in. So the handle on top, it's adjustable. You can put it in multiple different positions, straight out, straight back, and I believe at a 45. It does come with a side handle that you screw in. For the life of me, I can't find where I put that thing, but it's got a padded grip on it, and it's got a steel shaft. But what's kind of a funky feature on this is it's a smaller threaded shaft, probably maybe a 7/16 to a 1/2 inch, somewhere around there, threaded nut, and it's got it on either side, so if you're right-handed, left-handed, it works. That is kind of different. All the right angle drills I've had in the past will take just a standard 3/4 inch pipe thread, so you could grab a piece of galvanized iron pipe or black pipe and just thread it in the side if you lost the handle. But this one's kind of a proprietary size, so that might be a little bit of a drawback. It also has a chuck key that mounts here and a little container on the side. I do have to say I've had it knock out or fall out on its own, get brushed off, get hit, something pulls it out and knocks it out. So you might wind up missing that or losing it if it gets knocked inadvertently. So that might be a little bit of a drawback, maybe something that encloses that a little bit more. But it is handy to have that on the tool since you don't have a cord adapter to connect it to. As far as the battery, it's a heavy tool to just hold. As far as the battery, this is the 9 amp hour, like I said. One of my general labor foremen that's kind of in charge of all our laborers and all their tools. They've got some of these, and he actually is kind of disappointed. They've had some problems with them going out fairly quick. So I haven't had a problem with it personally, but he has. So anyways, the kit came with the drill, one of these 9 amp hour batteries, a carrying case, a charger, and the side handle. So all in all, it was a pretty good out the door kind of kit. For bits, we'll go out and we'll drill some holes, and we're going to bring back that notoriously nasty hard 4x4 that I use in a lot of my hammer videos. We're going to kill that one by putting some holes in it. We're going to use a couple self-feed bits, 2 9/16 and a 1 3/8. These are really common plumbing sizes. So these will do 1.5 and 2 inch drain pipe, vent pipes, and then 1 3/8 will be your 1/2 inch, 3/4 and 1 inch pipes with bushings. So these are 2 really common plumbing sizes. We've also got some auger bits. We've got a couple that are more of a electrical size, probably like a 9/16 and a 1 inch ship auger bits, long bits. And then I've also got the 1 3/8 self-feed like auger bit style here. So that's another one for plumbing where I wanted to go through double top plates, 3-inch material. I could get through that a little bit easier with one of these bits compared to one of these. These don't quite have the depth of drill, so you can't get through double top plates unless you put an extension on it. I also have this Lennox, and believe this is, let's see here, also a 2 9/16. So this is a 2 9/16, again, good size for plumbing. This is the hole saw with just a single carbide tooth, and it's got a spade bit as the pilot bit. I really like these because the carbide insert or the tooth is wider than the body of the drill itself, or drill bit can itself is, so the plug tends to fall out very easily. And it's got a really good gullet, so you can drill almost a full depth and have the chips flowing out on a pretty consistent basis, unlike a regular hole saw where the teeth get plugged up and you have to keep pulling it out, cleaning them off, drill, pull it out, clean it off. So this is a nice bit. And then we'll also look at one of these big old mixing paddle bits here. So these are kind of fun, especially if you haven't used them before. So I'll probably bite the bullet and take one for the team, and I'll show you what happens if you misuse this bit here. The other thing that I would say that I like about it is this all-in-one dude tool sawzall, or sorry, not sawzall, skill saw, blade wrench, and drill bit or drill chuck key. This thing will work on this drill. So if you've got one of these in your nail bags, which I like to carry this in my nail bags, it works on this drill. So even if you do lose the little chuck key, you've got it. So let's get out there and drill some holes. Alright, so we've seen the drilling through that really hard 4x4 with multiple different sizes of bits and types of bits, auger bits, self-feed bits, and then a hole saw. The next thing I'm going to use this drill for, I've used it quite a bit in this way, but I want to show you what can happen with this particular drill. It's kind of exciting, and I normally wouldn't do this because of what's going to happen, but I'm going to do this just for you guys, so don't say I never did it. Oh, I think we can see. Sarah wants to see this too, so she's watching. So that's a paddle bit. If you try and mix drywall mud, tile grout, thin set, things like that, you might get a little messy, or paint. Why you'd be mixing paint, I don't know, but I'm sure someone will try it. So that was high speed with paint with this big old mixer, and it definitely it'll blend up a whole 5-gallon bucket really nice and make a huge mess. All right, so there you have it. We had a little fun with the drill. Like I said, we drilled through that really hard 4x4 that I use for all my hammer videos, or about half of them. So it did really impressively well in my opinion. We used some auger bits. I used, these are probably more predominantly sized for electrical work, probably like a 9/16 and a 1-inch. Blazed through the wood. I used an 1 3/8 auger bit, shorty for, I typically would use this for plumbing. The 1 3/8 is really good for 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1 inch with a bushing around the pipe. This is good for running through double top plates because it has enough drilling depth. It went through that wood no problem. I used a small self-feed 1 3/8, which again, I had all these previous bits on high speed and it went through no problem. This 1 3/8 self-feed bit, it's a little bit, it has its benefits, but it's not deep enough, or doesn't drill deep enough to go through double top plates, so that's why I had that auger bit. I then moved on and used the Lennox hole saw bit. This is a style with a single carbide tooth. It's wider than the can, the drill bit can is, so the bit or the wood plug falls out really easily. I really like that about this. Doesn't do a super clean cut, but if you're just doing rough in, that's fine. This is a 2 9/16 bit, and it's got a little paddle bit, pilot bit in it. So this does really well. And then I used this 2 9/16 self-feed bit, and I've got this on a long extension again for drilling up through top plates and stuff like that. It's nice to have an extension. So it also did really well in that hardwood. As far as the exciting part, I filled that bucket up with about 4 gallons of water, put the paddle mixer in there, and put it on high speed, and you saw what it did. It makes a mess. So if you had thin set or grout or drywall mud or something like that, and you hit this like that, you would be wearing half the bucket worth of material. So fortunately, I just had water. I'm only wet. The one nice feature about the drill is it does take the Dude's tool combination tool. So it's got the chuck key on one end and then a blade wrench on the other end. So it does work on this drill, so that's nice. all in all, this drill has really good longevity. It is heavy, but that's what you'd expect from a fairly heavy-duty drill with a gear set in it. It's high speed, low speed is a pretty good combination of, you know, 300 RPM and low speed all the way up to 1250 RPMs in high speed. Yeah, I would say it definitely is a good tool. I look at it from the kind of the view of a plumber, because that's what I did for a while. And running around a house, roughing in with your water lines and your drain lines, this is nice because as you go through a house from bathroom to laundry room to kitchen to hose bibs and things like that, you're not in any one spot too long. So having a drill that's powerful enough yet not corded, so you're not dragging a cord through the house, it's a really nice feature in my opinion. So all in all, really good tool. I like it. This is the only one that I know of off the top of my head at the moment that's this kind of compact right angle drill. I know Makita makes a longer style with the two 18-volt batteries, which might still be a really nice drill to have. Although I just heard that Makita's coming out with a 40-volt system, I believe. So it's a single battery 40-volt system. But maybe next time, or quite a while in the future. We'll see. We'll see how that series lands for Makita, if they keep that going or not. So anyways, this is Dan and Sarah Makers. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers. That was a couple weeks ago, and we're still not quite there. Almost. So remember, if you haven't subscribed, if you like the videos, if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Let's hit that 4,000 mark here pretty quick. And remember, get out there and do something. Bye.